What up, peeps? Welcome back to the flip side. Welcome to every classic Mega Man game ranked from worst to best. Something of note, I will not be talking about Mega Man and Bass because I have no means to play it and I've never played it, so I'm not going to give my opinion on it. I am going to be including the Game Boy games, so if you like those, stick around. But without further ado, let's get into the video. And the first tier, which is D tier. Okay, so the first game in this list is going to be Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, otherwise known as Mega Man World 1. Think of every bad aspect of the Mega Man games and put them into this game. Boring, annoying stage mechanics, subpar stage design, and boring music, and I would say the only thing that saves this game is the weapons, which are mediocre at best. I would say we have the first Mega Man killer, Anchor, we know nothing about. He's just an annoying, difficult boss. And the final Dr. Wily fight is very underwhelming, and I really don't enjoy playing this game. So that's about it. This is the worst one. Okay, the second game that's going to be actually in C tier this time is Mega Man World 2. Now, it is a step above the first Game Boy game. It's more fun, it's easier, and the weapons are better, but the music is ear-grating. It's not even the same themes from Mega Man 2. We have more levels, thankfully, but the stage design is wonky. Half the time it's like, who designed this? You know? The character designs are completely messed up. All the Robot Masters look weird, and Rush looks like he's ready to jump off of a building. That's really about it. Okay, the next game on this list is going to be the original Mega Man from 1987. This game is very unpolished, but it's the game that started it all, right? It's got the iconic characters, Dr. Light, Mega Man, all the Robot Masters, Dr. Wily. You know, it's got all the iconic weapons like the cut weapon, and the boomerang cutter, and Electman's weapon, right? It's got the iconic themes that people remember, but fuck all that, okay? This game's unpolished. The stage design is mid. The music, not very fun to listen to. All the themes are relatively brief. And there's just some janky mechanics that take away from the overall enjoyment. Like when you're falling and at certain points you gain 1,000 pounds and plummet to the bottom of the screen. The invincibility frames not working on the spike pits. Very annoying enemies to deal with. And the Wily Castle levels are really not that fun, and they could do a lot better, which they did in Mega Man 2. So that's about it. Okay, the next game on this list is going to be Mega Man 5. Now, this may surprise some of you, but I don't really like this game that much. And by the way, we're in B tier now. So that means that we've kind of met the formula, but this game just doesn't quite meet the mark for it. First of all, the Mega Buster is so powerful when it's charged that it overshadows a lot of the weapons. And the weapons themselves are trash, okay? I'd say the most useful ones were Gyro Man's weapon and Gravity Man's weapon. Gravity Man's weapon just being like a screen nuke. They tried a couple new things with the stages, like the parts that you have to find throughout the stages that spell the word beat, which is for beat the bird. And I would say I've gotten through... Oh my... Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, I would say that I've beaten 95% of the Proto Man and Wily stage levels not using beat. And there's a couple different things with these stages, like the Gravity Man, the Gravity Man stage where some parts are upside down, and the jet ski part from Wave Man stage, where you're like riding the jet ski and shooting enemies down on it. That was executed very poorly. And I would have vibed with the upside down parts, except they were barely even in the game to begin with. They messed up Rush to where Rush launches in the air with you, and you have to time your jump. You know, instead of just jumping once and getting a promised height in the air. You know, now you have to time your jump based on, you know, when you have to jump off Rush, who's in the middle of the air. Fuck that. Okay? And by the time I'm done with the Proto Man castle levels, I'm ready to be done. They're not fun at all. They're not fun. I don't care about the final part where the walls are crashing down. I don't care. Alright? I did not... The Proto Man castle levels are just annoying, and the Wily castle levels are even more annoying. And the only thing that saves this game, in my opinion, is the fact that it's on the NES, and the soundtrack. I actually like it. You know, Capcom really made sure to make a good soundtrack, which, you know, I gotta give them props for. It's good. But everything else about this game, it's mid-tier at best. It's a Mega Man game. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, now we're moving on to Mega Man 8. Now, this game failed. The fan base can't decide if they like this game or not. I honestly believe it's just a mid game. Capcom really tried too hard to do different things with this game. Like, they have a sledding section. It's not executed well at all. And there's a part in Tengu Man stage where it's like a horizontal Galaga Man, not Galaga Man, Galaga game. And then Mega Man swimming in Aquaman's level, and it's just janky. We have to go through a maze in Astro Man stage. And then we have to do another sledding section in Dr. Wily's first stage, but it's just even worse. What else? Oh yeah, Swordman stage has you doing a bunch of like trials with your weapons. And there's two versions of this game. There's like the Sega Saturn version, which has like better music and has the Cutman and Woodman boss fight. And then you just have this game. One thing I will also add is that Mega Man's jump is delayed because of the movement, which is weird. So I have to time my jump more than I have to, more than I should, to be frank. And there's no E-tanks. The only thing that you get is a part where Rush is flying through the air and he's dropping weapon ammo and life energy. They tried to do something called the Rush Bike, and you don't have to use it. It barely works. It's not applicable in any stage properly at all. But, and of course, everybody knows about the voice acting and the cringe anime opening. And I like the animation. The American voice acting is just absolutely terrible. So it is what it is. The only things that I like about this game is that I like the character Duo. I like fighting him. He's cool. I like that you can combo your weapons. I like the music. I think it's okay. There's some tracks I really like. That's really about it. The Robot Masters are cool. Tengu Man is really sick. Searchman is cool. Swordman he's a very original character, but they're just in a bad game. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Moving on. Okay, the next game on this list is going to be Mega Man 3. It's known that this is an unfinished game. It was rushed by Capcom, okay? A lot of parts during the game have slowed down, like you just saw 2 seconds ago. The weapons are almost worthless. Gemini Laser literally lags the game. They add about 4 more stages that are just recycled, more difficult versions of Needle Man stage, Shadow Man's, Spark Man's, and Gemini Man's. Okay? And they have you fight this, like, very hard version of the Mega Man 2 Robot Master refights. So, at least we have the new Rush character, which lets you jet around the stage, lets you jump up very high to places where there might be items, and the kind of useful Rush Marine, which I wouldn't say help, but lets you go in a submarine and shoot things in the water. I'm not a big fan of the stages, like Gemini Man's stage. The parts where you have to, like, in this stage, shoot the eggs. That just makes the stage drag on. There's parts where, like, the stage just drag on. I just feel like why is this necessary? And the Dr. Wily levels are incredibly easy. There's really not much to them after, like, the first 2. That's about it. I will add that we get introduced to Proto Man, but he doesn't do anything besides jump around and shoot you in some of the levels, and he saves you in the final cutscene of the game. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and we were supposed to probably get a cutscene before the title music, but we didn't. There's things that we apparently should know about, like Gamma, and the fact that we're going to different planets to collect these energy crystals, and Dr. Wily supposedly is good now and helping Dr. Light create this, like, crazy fighting robot. So, I mean, it just is what it is. Mega Man 3 for you. Okay, the next game on this list is going to be Mega Man 2. I strongly believe that it is better than Mega Man 3. Okay, we have better music. The stages are more fun. The weapons are not useless like Mega Man 3's. I know. Shadow Blade! Spark weapon, I forget the name. Magnet missile. Fuck off. They barely work. Okay, they barely work. Unlike the Bubble Lead, that actually does damage and scales the floor and walls. The Quick Boomerang, which is a good short-range weapon. I'm not even going to say anything about Metal Blade. And we just have cooler Robot Masters. Metal Man, Quick Man, Heat Man, Flash Man. They're all pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I also just want to mention, if I haven't already, that the stage design is much better. And that's about it. Okay, the next game in this list is going to be Mega Man World 3. This is the superior version of Mega Man 3 on the NES. First of all, because of the stage design, because the weapons are actually very useful in this game. We have a Mega Man Killer Punk, who is very cool. He has his own theme. and I like the music. I really do. I like it. And I also just want to say that the stage design is very good. Oh yeah, I also want to say that the final Wily level has a better theme, and even though it's one very long stage, it provides a challenge, okay? Unlike the first couple, actually all of the Wily stages from Mega Man 3. And the weapons are very applicable in that stage as well. So that's about it. I'd say the only thing bad about this game is that it's difficult, and of course the Wily fight is very underwhelming. But other than that, we get the charge buster and the slide, and it works perfectly. So that's really about it for this game. Okay, the next game on this list is going to be Mega Man 11. It's a Mega Man game, right? I mean, it doesn't try to be anything that it's not. I would say the levels, they're okay, you know. The only problem I have is that sometimes the gimmicks just go too far. I would say that we have some of the original enemies from the first game. We have the currency, which is the bolts. We have the item shop. We have Rush. Rush works properly, right? I mean, I have the same issue with this game as I do with Mega Man 5, which is that they tried to add some stuff without going overboard, but they just didn't do a good enough job. I like the different skins for the different weapons, but it really doesn't change the game for the better. I mean, you're still using the weapons as they were created. Like, Mega Man doesn't get stronger or faster, he just changes his appearance. One major problem I have with this game, though, is the double gear system and the fact that it feels so forced. Like, maybe I don't want to use it, but there's parts where, of course, I have to use it, right? Or not have to, but pretty much is designed to where you should use it during certain parts of stages. I'm not a big fan of the voice acting, and the music is very subpar. It's this very bland techno soundtrack, and it's just not good. It's not iconic. I really do like the Robot Master designs, though. Torchman is really cool. His moves are cool. He's got these like Ryu from Street Fighter type of moves going on. Blast Man's cool. Acid Man, I really like his design. But the Wily Castle levels are very brief, and I wasn't a big fan of that. And that's pretty much it. One more thing I'll add is that the weapons are actually very useful. Not as useful as other games, but they're useful enough. Alright, now let's really move on. I'm sorry, I gotta add one more thing. The stages are too long. At certain points I feel like, oh, am I done finally? Nope, we're not done. And I'm like, oh fuck, another sub-boss. So, alright, I promise that's it. Alright, the last game in B tier. It's gonna be, oh, I'm sorry. The first game in A tier is going to be Mega Man World 4. Okay, this is a much better Game Boy Mega Man game. Alright, the stages are very interactable. There's different collectibles, and I wouldn't say the soundtrack is as good as Mega Man World 3, but it's good enough, right? Anyway, the stage mechanics and the enemies are not like annoying at all. The weapons are actually they're pretty good. they're pretty good. They're applicable. The charge kick works. The Power Stone works, as it should have in Mega Man 5, but whatever. Listen, if you want to go play Mega Man 5, just come play this game. You get aspects of Mega Man 4 and 5 that are better than Mega Man 5. We get cutscenes that are very entertaining. We have Ballade, who is like the best Mega Man killer. He sacrifices his life to save Mega Man. And that's pretty much it. I will say also that Rush is not fucked up. The final Wily fight is very good. You have this banging music, and you have a really cool concept of like this big mecha Wily machine that you're fighting. And then what else? Oh yeah, there's like various different sub-bosses, which are cool. It adds to the mix. It adds like some spice and flavor, right? And then you also get Beat, which I never really ever had to use, but he's there. The only problem that I really have with this game is that there's slowdown. Not as bad as Mega Man 3, but it's there. You can tell when you play, it's there at certain points. And I suppose the only other thing I have left to say is, I don't remember. Oh yes, I do remember now. It's that in the last four Robot Master levels, you have to collect the parts that spell Wily to even unlock the other half of the game, which is bullshit to me. But hey, it is what it is. Like I always said, I really don't want to play Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins. I'm not trying to collect shit in order to move on. Okay, the next game on this list is going to be Mega Man 7. Now, I like this game. I really do. It's kind of just held back by the fact that we're on the SNES and the screen is smaller. Not the screen itself, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, not a big fan of the music. This game is hard. It's supposed to be hard. I'm not going to mention the final Wily capsule fight, but not a big fan of the music. Not a big fan of the Robot Masters in general. They're not very menacing. We have Spring Man. He's like a walking, spring. And then we have Junk Man, who's just made out of junk. We have Burst Man, who just shoots out bubbles with bombs in them. And then Cloud Man, whatever. The stages themselves, they're fun. It's just, there's certain points during these stages where it feels like the difficulty spike gets really, really high for no reason. Like the second stage in the Wily Castle. It's tedious and frustrating for no reason. I would say only half of the weapons are useful in this game. And that would be Cloudman's weapon, Junkman's weapon, and Slashman's weapon, and then maybe if you're feeling creative, Turbo Man's weapon. That's really about it. We get cutscenes, right? We have a solid story. I think I'm just biased toward this game. I really think I am. So that's why this is in only the beginning of A tier. Or I should say, yeah, still the beginning of A tier. One more thing I will say about Mega Man 7 is that we are introduced to Bass, who is a really cool character, and we'll see him more and more throughout the series after this game. He's kind of like Mega Man's rival that works for Dr. Wily. And then we have the Rush Adapter, which is an improved version of Mega Man 6's Rush and Power Jet and Power Adapter, which in this game it just combines them both to where you're just wearing this really cool red suit that flies and hits things very strong. It's almost as if you don't get the Rush Adapter parts, then the Wily stages are going to be very difficult for you. And fighting base without the Rush Adapter is going to be excruciating. So that's about it. Alright, the next game in this list is going to be Mega Man 4. Mega Man 4 really set the standard for what should be in a Mega Man game just without thinking, right? Slide, charge buster, good music, cool robot masters, good stages. They're really fun. Good fights, right? The Mega Man robot masters in this game don't go down like a couple of bitches when you're using their weaknesses. The weapons, they're very applicable in this game, and they're very fun to use, like the dive missile, which is like a homing missile, which is like a homing weapon, and then we have Toadman's weapon, which is just a screen nuke, and we have the first Wily fake out, which actually works, which is real. I mean, Dr. Wily kidnaps some other Russian scientist and uses his, and he reprograms his robot masters to fight Mega Man and conquer the world. And that's the only time where this really works. Mega Man 5 and 6, it doesn't work. But yeah, the stages are fun. I like the music. Cool robot masters, cool character designs. I do not like listening to that every time I have to start fighting a boss. But other than that, let's move on to the next Mega Man game. And I think one more thing that I will add is that we get Eddie, who gives you a weapon, or not a weapon, like an item right in the middle of the stage. And you can keep going up and down the ladder into the next room and out of the next room until you cycle through and finally get an E-Tank. So I think that's an interesting aspect of the game. Other than that, let's move on to the next game. Okay, the next game in this list is going to be Mega Man 10, the last of the A tier. First of all, I just want to say this game is still fun. It's almost a direct copy of Mega Man 9. People say this is Mega Man 9 number 2, but they're almost there. I mean, the Wily stages are almost identical. It's in 8-bit. We don't get the slide, and we also don't get the charge blast, but it honestly doesn't take away from the fun factor of this game, right? We have a working Rush, Jet, and Coil, right? We have pretty okay weapons. The stages are fun, and I like the music. It's not as good as Mega Man 9's, not as good as Mega Man 6's, but it's still really good. We have DLC stages, which they're really fun. They're challenging though, and at the end of each of them you get to fight the Mega Man killers, right? Anchor has his own stage, Punk has his own stage, Blade has his own stage. And then on top of that, oh, this guy just died. He's stupid. Anyway, and another cool thing, you don't just get to play as Proto Man, but you also get to play as Bass, who I always play as Bass. He's got the best movement. He's got a dash, and we sub out the Rush Coil and Rush Jet for the fusion of Bass and his dog Treble, which just means he can fly and shoot at the same time, which that's really sick. And then you also get to play as Proto Man, who has the Charge Blast, and he has a shield, and he can block projectiles with his shield when he's jumping. So that's really good. Other than that, this game's really fun, and that's really about it. Okay, guys, we're in the S tier now. Starting off, we have Mega Man World 5, the best Game Boy game in the Mega Man series. One of the best Game Boy games ever created. Okay, we are absolutely spoiled with this game. We have the most cutscenes, the most dialogue, the coolest set of Robot Masters, which are the Star Droids. Completely new idea from Capcom, because this was going to be the last one, and I don't think they wanted to continue with the Game Boy series anymore. So they just made this game, and they did Star Droids. And they're really cool. The weapons are great in this game. And there's a lot of sub-bosses, there's a lot of different paths you can take that lead to different collectibles, like you see right here, which are these like energy crystals that give you a weapon which decreases the ammo usage of your weapons. And then you can also buy the Mega Arm upgrade, which lets you grab items from afar. The music is probably some of the best Game Boy music ever. The story is great, okay? We have the best Mega Man killer, who's technically not even a Mega Man killer, Terra, who makes his introduction in the first cutscene, beating Mega Man to the point where Dr. Light has to create the strongest weapon ever devised, which is the Mega Arm, which is Mega Man charging up the Charge Blast, right? But it's his fist, which I think is really cool. I think it's really cool. And then we get Dr. Wily's Death Star, which I would say is one of the only things holding this game back, because it's kind of underwhelming and it's long. But what's really cool about it is that you get to not only just play an extra long level, but you get to do a rematch of not just the Star Droids, but the Mega Man killers. And then you're fighting like 2 different bosses. And then you get to the Wily fight. And then Wily is not even the last boss that you're fighting. It's the final Star Droid, which is Sunstar. And he's this like supposed secret weapon Wily's been saving up. But guess what? Sunstar don't work for you. And he turns on Dr. Wily and starts to fight Mega Man. And it is an absolute blast final boss. First of all, the music to Sunstar's fight is great. And Sunstar, he's doing all these different attacks at you, and he's destroying the floor, and we're falling to different levels. And then it's just great. It's great. The levels are very fun, and I do not ever regret playing this game. It's a blast, and you should play it as well. Okay. The second to last game in the list is Mega Man 6. Okay. First of all, I just want to say that there's little to nothing wrong with this game. Okay? Great music, great Robot Masters, great Robot Master fights, pretty cool Wily and other castle bosses. great music, as I've said before. The weapons are very cool, okay, and they're very useful. The stages are bright and vibrant, and I like the designs in the back. And we have a brand new idea, which is we're fighting robot masters that were created from around the world. And Dr. Wily goes under this disguise as Mr. X, and he hijacks the tournament and takes control of the world. And we're going around the world through these different bases and fighting robot masters. And then we are also introduced to the Rush adapters, which I've explained before, but they allow you to, number one, the jet adapter, to fly up to different parts of the stage, and because they have different paths that lead to you collecting beat as well. And then the power adapter, which gives you this really cool suit, which gives you the ability to punch through these blocks that are hiding items, and that allow you to reach certain paths. That's really about it. There's really no bad track in this game except for the first Mr. X, the first castle stage theme, which is Mr. X. The final fight is really good. It's fun. It's not hard, but it's fun. And we finally bring Dr. Wily to jail. Of course, he's not in jail for very long. But yeah, this game's great. This game's great. Alright, everybody. The best Mega Man game is Mega Man 9. There's no competition, okay? But we don't have the Charge Blast. But we don't have the slide. Silence. Okay? The stages are fun to the point where you don't need them. The enemies are weak enough to where you don't have to use the Charge Blast. Did I mention the stages were fun? They're magnificent, okay? They're very interactable, okay? Like Gravity Man, not Gravity Man, Galaxy Man stage, like Tornado Man stage, like the castle levels, okay? And the Robot Masters are probably some of the coolest we've ever seen. Tornado Man, Magma Man, Hornet Man. We get the first and hopefully only female Robot Master. Don't ask me to get into that, but hopefully the only female Robot Master, which is Splash Woman. She's like a mermaid and she has a trident. I think that's magnificent. But there is no bad track in this game. There's not a single bad theme in this game, okay? The weapons are the best weapons in the classic series, okay? We have oh, give me a break. Are you kidding me? Oh, this ad? This ad? No. Okay, anyway. We have the best weapons in the entire series, okay? There's some that create platforms. There's some that are just really good for combat. We have a screen nuke. We have a black hole weapon. And the Wily Castle levels, they're hard, but they're great. They're great. They take everything about Mega Man 9 and put it into like 4 stages, okay? And the final fight for Dr. Wily is great. Okay, you're playing volleyball with these like eggs that he's shooting out, and you have to shoot them back and forth until like the final crack hits Dr. Wily's machine and explodes in his face. And the music is just banging, right? I've said this before. You also get to play as Proto Man. The caveat, though, is that he's weaker. But you get the Charge Blast, and you get to deflect projectiles in the air with his shield. So that's pretty cool. We have basically everything except the charge and the slide. We have the shop. We have an item you can buy to where Mega Man has his hair flowing in the wind. We have something that can save you from a spike pit, like once. We have the energy balancer. And we have Beat. We have Eddie. And, yeah. I mean, what's not to like about this game? Oh, it's 8-bit. Oh, we don't get the Charge Blast. Oh, we don't get the slide. I know, I've said it myself. The Mega Man 4 had basically everything we should have in a game, but Mega Man 9, you have to understand, is the exception. Okay? But, I have nothing really else to say, except we actually have a pretty good Wily fake out, which is, well, it's technically not a fake out because we know it's Dr. Wily, but Dr. Light, we are fighting Dr. Light's robots, and Dr. Wily convinces them to kind of rebel because there's a legal time limit to where these robots have to get scrapped or else bad things happen. And then Dr. Light is framed as the bad guy, so we have to go stop the robots and save Dr. Light from prosecution. And then at the very end, this is like the best Robot Master, one of the best Robot Master themes. But anyway, at the end of the game, Mega Man shows a projection, and it shows all the times that Mega Man has beaten Dr. Wily. And I just think that's really cool. Yeah. Play Mega Man 9. I know it's kind of difficult, but a game is not bad because it is difficult. It is good because it's good. Okay. That's the list. Congratulations, if you've stumbled upon this video, it means that you've encountered the one and only correct listing for these games. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I certainly have. And without further ado, and with all that said, I will see you all next time back on the flip side. Peace out.